I believe the Lord is always speaking to us, even before we can distinguish God's voice from everything else. What helps us recognize God's call to us is the nature and consistency of what we are hearing. Is it good? Okay. Does the call keep coming? In other words, is there consistency and progress in the call by way of more insight, open doors, or partnerships with like-minded people? If so, follow it. In some ways, it's like a child learning their name. When parents consistently call their child by a particular word to get their attention, they learn what to respond to. Now, I understand. Hearing from God is not as simple as hearing from a person you can see and physically touch. It's possible to be aware of a consistent call from God and at the same time be clueless as to where it comes from and why, unless we seek it out. I know of people, and maybe you do too, who heard a call to action, didn't respond, but still hear that call years later. And some wonder what would have happened had they done so when they don't have to. You see, the consistency of God's call means we can still answer. Well, if you want to find out if you are hearing from God, respond. I once told a preacher I was feeling called to move to a different state, and he said, "Follow that voice." I took his words as instruction to move closer to what I was hearing, examine the nature of it, and see if the voice continues guiding. My friends, if we believe we are hearing from God, it's our work to see for ourselves. And as much as I've tried, I am convinced we can't see without taking action. And action can look like doing more research on an area you're feeling called to. Or it can look like arranging interviews with companies doing the work you believe you're called to do. Or it can mean moving to a new state, as I and so many others have. All in all, there's no way to know for ourselves without following the voice. A boy working in the temple named Samuel heard the Lord call his name, but he didn't know where it came from or why. He thought an older priest named Eli was calling him, and because calls expect a response, Samuel reported to Eli for service. He followed the voice. He took action by asking Eli what he needed, but each time the priest said, "I didn't call you." There was no continuation, no further instruction. So I imagine the boy was confused, saying to himself, "Now I know I heard my name." But God is consistent. And after the third call, Eli understands the Lord is calling him, and he gives instructions. The next time you hear your name, say, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Eli gives Samuel practical action on how to respond to the Lord, and he listens. And when he does, it leads to his first personal encounter with God. It works like this for us too. We can encounter the Lord for ourselves. If you feel a possible call from God, my encouragement to you is what was shared with me and what Eli shared with Samuel. Follow the voice, test it, question it, seek it out, and act on it. In doing so, the Lord will give you a revelation, clarity, and understanding that will birth an aha moment on what to do next. God is calling. Are you responding? Peace.